Okay.
What we have here is a field where we study the properties of plants of the region, endemic plants, plants which do not grow elsewhere. Like this one, for instance, is called Oreganum Dei, which in Latin means holy oregano, and it only grows here in Israel, in this part of Israel that's not far from the Dead Sea, some 15 miles westwards from the Dead Sea. And there's a variation, chemical variation, if the plants start to spread their seeds around, and we try to maintain a certain chemical content by multiplying the plants using cuttings from these plants. So part of the aspects that we study here is how to cultivate commercially such plants and how to do so without affecting their therapeutic properties. Now these plants are very rich in aroma, they really open up the respiratory tract. And some other plants, they cope by intense climatic stress because there is a very steep transition between the Dead Sea, which is always very hot, and it's some like 1,200 feet below sea level. Whereas we have the Hebron Hills, some 12 miles westwards from here, which are like 3,000 feet above sea level, and it sometimes snows and it rains in winter. And so seeds have to cope with intense climatic stress with every mile that the wind may be moving them from one place to another. And they frequently cope by producing certain plant hormones, which we study, and help provide a signal to the plant how to modify the growth, but can equally provide a signal to the body, such as in treating eczema, psoriasis, arthritis, also for internal issues like lowering LDL cholesterol, diabetes. And we can show an example here. This great plant here. It's a species of Helichrysum, which is called everlasting. This, by the way, is not an Israeli plant, but when cultivated in these conditions, it's very rich in the sort of plant ingredients which I just talked about. And it has an advantage that it has all the permissions to be used as food substance. So therefore we use it also in a detox tea and in a food supplement for lowering cholesterol and various lipids in the blood. Now some of the plants here are very anti-parasitic. Here we have a plant called Parasitum, which is a bit related to the feverfew plant, and it has a very unique odor like many of the plants here, and it's part of a treatment, for instance, for repelling lice, for treating intestinal worms and various other leishmania, other parasites. Some of the plants are already described in the Bible, like this one, for instance, is a hyssop species, and it says in the Psalms that I should be purified with hyssop, because hyssop appears to be one of the most antibacterial and antifungal plants in existence, and we apply it in treating nail fungus, for sore throat, for enhancing immune system properties. Now some other plants here, while growing elsewhere in the world, are extremely aromatic when they grow here because it's relatively dry the whole year round and relatively cool. So this one, for instance, is geranium, but when you grow it here, similarly like if you would grow vines, grapevines anywhere in the world, is different depending on the terrain and the climate. So this geranium here is extremely aromatic. It contains a very wide range of molecules, as opposed to if we were to grow it in a plain next to the sea, such as in the Tel Aviv region.